This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Clifton Wellman is in the house. Thank you, sir. George Albanese is in. Love you, man, but pink just isn't for you, bud. Okay, bro. I mean, I'm secure, man. I'm good. It's all right.
Only real men can wear pink.
I mean, it's just I'm not worried about that, bro. These are the colors, and I love them, by the way. In fact, my favorite jersey is one that I have that's all white, that it has all the logos indented, and it has the pink stripes and the logo here, and it is a phenomenal jersey, dude. Love that jersey.
That jersey looks designer.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's so awesome. So awesome. Alex says, why are idiots saying we should sign Earl Thomas? Well, because that's what happens. NorCal is in the house. Good morning, Big O and Bill. All you badass listeners. Puff, puff, still can't give.
I really like Bud.
There you go. Herman Cueva says, hola, amigos. Have a great week. Laura Cratch says, hey, NorCal. I lived in Nevada City and Z Ridge. Magic now in Sedona. There you go. We've got our listeners connecting with our listeners. It's a beautiful thing. It's just a family. I love it. Miami Kid J says, Big O, I heard Byron Jones keeps getting roasted in training camp. I told you, man, the Dolphins overpaid for this kid. I saw it firsthand in Dallas. Brother, I don't know when they're playing games. Did they play a game that counted? I'm sorry. Did they play a game that counted? And he got burned in Dallas? He's got one of the better completion percentages. Not exactly sure what you're talking about. So, again, whatever. I don't react one way or another to a bunch of guys practicing that aren't tackling and haven't had an entire offseason. I'm not worried about that now, bro. I'll check back with me in the regular season, okay? Look, the writers have to write something. You know what I mean? They're there. They're there all day. They got to write something, okay? It's like when Omar goes, what was it that, Rosen's decision-making has improved and this and that, and it's like 3 days of practice, right? And I tweeted back to him, I said, you won't know if his decision-making has improved until there's a 300-pound man trying to rip his head off. Byron Jones is not playing for real right now. He's a veteran, dude. It's just, Noah has to prove. These young guys have to prove. Veterans are probably going through the motion at this point in time. Wait till the regular season starts. And if they're completing all kinds of passes on Byron Jones, then I'll give you props and I'll say you were right. It was a bad signing. But they don't complete. Those are the facts. He doesn't get a lot of interceptions, but he doesn't allow a lot of completions either. So, whatever. Whitesnake show a Blip Burry on my YouTube. Tommy Aldridge, I expect Blurry still today. He's always great. Mark, I saw it. I could not watch the concert. I watched the first 10 minutes. I tried. The audio wasn't good enough. The video wasn't good enough. I'm with you 1,000%. I was so disappointed. That was the only disappointment I had this weekend was the Whitesnake video.
That was almost a crime.
Yeah.
To sell that lineup. And then for it to be that way,
it was, man, what a shame. I mean, if you're gonna air a concert, air one that has good audio and video, dude. Come on, man. If it doesn't, then don't, because I personally couldn't watch it, and I love Whitesnake, and that band right there in itself those are all Hall of Famers, pretty much, man. So I'm with you there, man. It was terrible. I wish it would have been better. Sorry. Flipside Fishing is in. James Roman says, morning to Bill and the chat board from Tampico, Mexico. Let's see. Agree, Big O. The Heat are the gold standard in South Florida and how a franchise should operate. Good to see our Dolphins are well on their way to operating things the same way. Damn right. Dolphins are headed in the right direction. Alexis says, hey, Big O, have you heard about the special protective disinfecting lighting system the Finns are using at their facilities? Why hasn't every pro franchise adopted this system? Go Dolphins. Alexis, I saw all the different things that they're doing, and hopefully it'll help out. But again, I still, when they start hitting, when they start traveling and all of that, we're going to start to see if this thing actually can last. Because, this is, positivity rates are going down, right? But again, I'm not going to overreact. Again, I'm not going to do what we did last time because I'm already hearing it from people. Oh, positivity rates. Let's open everything up. No, dude. Let's bring it way down. Let's stay on this course for a long time because all it'll be is a little bit of a wave and then it'll go back up again. You know what I mean? And that's all. It'll be a peak and a valley, and that's what we did last time. We didn't hit the valley all the way down. We kind of went halfway, and then we went back up again. Now we're going back down again, but we're not there yet. The death rate is still way too high, okay? We're still losing 1,000 a day pretty much. Sundays and Mondays, the numbers go way down, okay? Yesterday was a good number considering the other weeks, the other days. It was like in the 400s instead of 900, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. That's depressing when it gets like that. So we got to get it down to zero. And at least we're trending in that direction, but the death rate is still – now, the death rate is the last thing that starts to tail off, but we're still – look at the cases. It's still 40-something, 50-something, 60,000 throughout the week, and we've got to knock that down. When we start seeing the positivity rate go way down, the cases go way down, then we can start to feel good, but we're not even close to it right now.
Take a page from New Zealand, man.
Yeah.
When you stick to your guns and you crush it, you come out on the right side of this. Yes,
and then we could get our lives back. Big O, I remember you saying you don't believe the hype with none. You did say he may hit a rookie wall, and here it is. It's just that's what it is. It's just a rookie wall, and he'll figure it out. But what I love is that the coach did not stick with it. You know what I mean? And he made the change that he had to make. Whenever Whiteside is on your team, you always have a chance to lose. Amen. Pat at Asheville says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but unless there's an outbreak in the NFL in the next week or so, we're going to see the NFL season start. I'm surprised on how well they've done so far, knocking on some wood. Yeah, I'm with you. Again, remember why I told you I gave them a slim shot. These are grown men. They have bills. Okay? Bill and I have worked all the way through the pandemic. Why? We got bills, bro. So, and any of you would work, if you could work through the pandemic, you would too, right? Because you have bills, right? College, I give it no shot. College will get screwed. You can forget about that. They're having parties all over the place in every campus. UM's having parties. It's not going to happen. College, I can't see it. Hank Goldberg's left nut says, Big O, missed some shows recently due to work, but have you addressed how X is beginning to seem like a completely lost cause? So frustrating. How much dead money is that? Well, let's wait till we know he can't play anymore, then we know it's dead money. Meanwhile, he's coming back from a knee injury. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's coming back from COVID and the knee. They're now bringing him along slowly so they can get his conditioning right. There's no hurry to bring X back. I'm not sure why are we dying to see X? You know he can play. So let them bring him back at the pace they need to bring him back. Now, is he looking injury prone? Hells to the yeah. That's why I told you that if he can play a whole year, that's why I told you can't trade him. You know, remember all the people are asking me, let's move him. And I'm like, how do you expect to move him now? He's injured, he had a domestic issue, and you paid him a boatload of money. You're not moving him. You wait a year, so he plays his ass off this year. He has a great year, you hope. Then next year, you take less of a hit in the cap, and you can move him. Because now he's had a great year, he's been healthy, he's removed from that domestic issue. Somebody that's a corner away may trade for him. But right now, you won't get anything for him that's good. So you're better off keeping him because he's a shutdown corner when healthy. You know what I mean? But what are you going to do? You can't predict that a knee is going to go bad on a guy, that he's going to have a chronic knee issue. You know what I mean? So let's again, pump the brakes on Tua. Pump the brakes on good or bad at Dolphins camp. Pump the brakes on Byron Jones. Pump the brakes on X. Okay? Let's actually wait till, like, there's real games going on. They're really hitting and really tackling. You know what I mean? Let's wait till they're actually playing real opponents and not being really careful until they get to the regular season because they're afraid of losing players to COVID or injuries or whatever. You know, this eggshell type practice or preparation for the season is not what we need to look at. We got to wait till the regular season starts because that's when the pre-regular season starts. Because those first few games are going to be a disaster in this league. Everybody. Okay? Some people had too high expectations for Tua coming into the season. I'm noticing how disappointed because the reality is he's a rookie and he's still learning, which is okay. But, Anthony, you have common sense and you're level-headed about it. Okay? John Elway threw a bunch of interceptions early on. Peyton Manning threw a bunch of interceptions early on. Those guys struggled too early on. Plenty of quarterbacks. Drew Brees didn't do anything for 3 years. Okay? So let's not make it sound like only one quarterback struggles early on. Most of them struggle early on. Okay? Thought of this, says Josh. Fans will be allowed at Hard Rock Stadium this season for the Dolphins, although of this, or okay. I saw the 13,000. At least that's their plan. That's a nice announcement. Let's wait till we find out what's going on with Corona and all of that. I know that it has to have been driven by the mayor, and I know we've got whatever the governor does, the mayor follows. Well, whatever the president does, the governor does, and the mayor follows. So whatever. We'll see. That's, to me, it's a non-story. 13,000 or not or whatever. I'll wait till you get to that day, and then it'll be a story. For now, it's just a bunch of hot air. No big deal. Do you think Rousseau would be a risky pick for the Finns in the draft if he only played 1 year at UM? Yes. I wouldn't spend a first-round pick on the kid. Okay, I know he's a first-round pick, but I'm not spending a first-round pick on a one-year wonder. I'm just not. Too many fail. And I know he's talented, but I know we got the blind UM fans. And, everything UM turns out great, right? Like Willie Williams, right? Everything turns out great, right? You're going to be the next coming when you get to the league, right? Because Teal Green was going to be great. And there he goes. I mean, let's just relax here. Let's, when it comes to Rousseau, first of all, we're not even in the draft. So we'll talk about, we have plenty of time to talk about the draft. Big O, what do you think about the Dolphins allowing 13,000 fans? Oh, I just said it already. No big deal. Happy birthday to a Finn fan who has raised over 20,000 for the DCC and rides, the 100-mile ride. Happy birthday, Griffgall. Happy birthday, Griffgall, from Toledo, Ohio. Let's see. Big O, the NFL has had some false positive tests due to contamination in labs. I'll put links in the chat. I saw it already. I saw all of that, and I saw the false positives. 77 of them. I saw false positives, and apparently there was a contamination, and that's why the false positives happened. I would not be using that lab ever. They use 5 labs. I would now go down to 4 and go find another one if you need a 5th. You would lose your right to do anything for me if you contaminated 77 samples.